Hi, welcome to the channel. You found me. How you doing? And I found you. Welcome me to YouTube. First that subject, then the subject that you saw in the title of the video. Kind of hard to decide what to do for a first video. The reason being, realistically speaking, nobody's going to see this video for a while. I'm aware of that. It's going to take a minute before this gets any serious views. I understand. But I also, in the realm of seriousness, I do have something serious that I think needs to be addressed, and I want to get it out there. So, do I do that for the first video, or do I sit and wait till I get a little bit bigger and more people see it so that hopefully that message could reach more people? Well, if need be, I'll just address it again in a future video and repeat it. If I need to, I'll re-upload the video. This is important. We got to get to it, and we have to get to it now because WOTC is on the move. They've already done step 1. Stage 2, I don't even know what's going to happen in 2025. Is that when the next evolution's coming? Not the next edition, because it's not that. It's just another step up from 5th edition. It doesn't seem like we're calling it 5.5, but for the purposes of this, I'm going to call it 5.5 because it kind of sounds like 5.5. I think it's 5.5, right? Is it not 5.5? It's 5.5. Okay, let's not be. It's 5.5. Moving forward, we've established it is 5.5. Ability score bonuses, because it's not really an increase because you haven't started off yet, but ability score bonuses that used to be I tried to say attached and tied at the same time. It used to be a tied 2 races. That's no longer the case. This is all news, Dylan. Where are you going with this? I will get to it in a minute. Dylan, by the way, nice to meet you. Use +2, +1 in respective places. Sometimes a +1 3 times over wherever you want to put them. Can't put it in the same place twice. No longer attached to races. Now you simply get a +2, you get a +1, you put it wherever you want, and you move on with your life. Simple enough. Not really, because a lot of people like it. And also a lot of people don't like it, so it's not really... It is a solution. It is something WOTC has chosen to do, and it is what we're going with at this point. But it doesn't feel fleshed out, really, and I think that's why so many people that have a problem with the way WOTC's decided to do this have the problem. So let's go to why do people like it? People like it because they don't think race should decide their starting bonuses. I happen to agree. It doesn't really make a lot of sense, and here's why. And don't, because the people that don't like it, I agree with you as well for a lot of reasons. But a few primary reasons that we'll get to, because to go through all of this would be much too long for a YouTube video. We're trying to keep this around the 10-minute mark, maybe even less. We'll see what happens. Again, first video. Hi. Happy to be here. The reason people don't like it... Oh, sorry. Scratch that. The reason it shouldn't be tied to that, and why it doesn't make a lot of sense, is that is a restriction on the player that does not happen upon the monsters that they're going to fight. A player can play a kobold, and then their race determines their stat bonuses. But you have kobolds that do magic and are spellcasters and are primary spellcasters and are a lot better spellcasters than what a regular kobold would be. You can have a functioning sorcerer as a kobold. Picking kobold as your race... And now that I'm thinking about it, I actually don't know the stat bonuses for kobolds right off the top of my head. So kobolds could be a perfectly fine sorcerer. Just bear with me. It shouldn't matter what race you pick. You shouldn't want to pick a specific race because you want to play a specific class. That is inhibitive. That is prohibitive. That is going to discourage you from playing particular combinations that you would like to play. Well, that's not a good policy. Obviously, that policy should change. I agree. The policy should change. Two main reasons that I think people don't like this. One, because it's always been tied to race. I believe, I could be wrong on that, but as far as I know, it's because it's always been that way, or at least it has been that way for a long time, and we don't want it to change. That's to be expected. I don't agree with that part of it, by the way, but I do get it, and you are okay to have that opinion. I don't really have a rebuttal, except for we do have different editions. Granted, this is 5th edition. They decided to do this in 5th edition. Now they're changing it, ergo, it's 5.5. But the other part is because it isn't really tied to anything then. It doesn't really matter. It's not a choice. Not that your race doesn't matter, because there's other abilities like Aarakocras can fly. That's a pretty big, that matters. Being able to have a fly speed matters so much that some games it's banned entirely. I believe with Adventures League you can't have it at level 1 or at all. Haven't done a lot of Adventures League. Didn't play an Aarakocra. Experience does not lend me to have that knowledge readily available in my brain. But where the bonuses are coming from is just arbitrary then. It's coming from nothing. Well, I want a +2 because I want to be a sorcerer in Charisma. I would assume that's where you're going to put your +2, right? Are we tracking? Well, otherwise, why on earth would you ever not put your +2 in Charisma? If you're going to play a sorcerer, it gives you higher spell attack, it gives you higher save DCs for your spells. Why would you not? It makes zero sense to not then put that into Charisma. And you're going to put it in Charisma every time. While trying to figure out this little problem, WOTC has also decided, hey, backgrounds are awfully irrelevant, aren't they? We make a character, we put backgrounds in them, and they kind of establish a little bit of backstory, and then we never revisit them again. And they give us, a language or they do give you a skill proficiency typically, and that's nice. That's not nothing. But if they're giving you a skill proficiency, obviously you've been trained or had experience in something in particular that's given you that proficiency. Couldn't it be that your background also increased how strong you are, how charismatic you are, how wise you are, how dexterous you are? I feel like we found a pretty clear candidate for where you need to put those ability score bonuses there, WOTC. And I don't really know why you haven't thought of it yourself, because you're trying to fix ability score bonuses, you're trying to fix backgrounds at the same time. Fix them at the same time then. Is it 2 separate rooms that are working on these problems? Make backgrounds better, also ability score bonuses, which they're probably not working out anymore because they're probably like, well, we'll just let you do whatever and that's fine. And I don't buy that that's a good solution. You need to tie it to something. There's a perfect candidate right there in backgrounds. You don't need to give us a million different spells with backgrounds, which is what it seems like you're trying to do, is give us a bunch of spells that we could otherwise not do, or other such things, basically just making them more features. Just don't need to make it complicated. The whole point of 5e, and again with your 5.5, seems to be simplify it, simplify it, simplify it. To a degree that works. Just take the ability score bonuses, attach it to the background. Problem solved.